to yell at me if the audio balance or the audio in general is kind of sketchy or needs to be adjusted, because that is difficult for me to figure out myself. But in this game, I will go over the loadouts on the red team, the Art of Warfare. We have a junker named Goldfish. Thanks, that's helpful. Left side double carronade, front Artemis, right side Hades flak. So some nice short range option here with double carronade and interesting medium long range with the Hades flak. His ally, the goldfish named Junker. That's real cute. We have a Hwatchfish with a left side Flamer, right side Artemis. Piloted by Darkshade. And on the blue team Iris, we have the First Lady, a goldfish with a real name. It is also a Hwatchfish with a left side Gatling, right side Mortar, and his ally, the King's Voice, a Pyramidian, front Hades Mortar, left side Flamethrower Artemis. Not sure about the Hades Mortar. I believe we saw Sacrilege fly that yesterday, and it did not, in one of their games, did not work out particularly well for them. The Hades with that arming time and the Mortar being generally a mid to close range weapon, they have a very kind of small window where they're both effective together. Now, so this is Periton Rumble, a very dense urban cityscape, a lot of fog, a lot of clouds. It can take the teams sometimes a little while to find each other on this map. Although the Art of Warfare appears to not even be looking, they're sort of hanging out in this corner of the map. So I wonder if they're either just maybe waiting, perhaps just getting themselves situated, getting a little coordinated, or even setting up a trap for the other team. But it looks like spots are going down on the King's Voice and the Junker / Goldfish. Hades Mortar coming in. King's Voice engaging by himself, taking a huge watch volley to the front, losing both of his both of the Pyramidian's guns here, but nice ram on the Junker. Very strange engagement here. A lot of these ships on either side not really in the fight. The First Lady going in for a ram onto the Goldfish. A little too much of a ram, just coasting right on through, losing all of his gun arcs. But he is a Goldfish. He should be able to reposition pretty quickly. Watch volley coming in onto the Goldfish, disabling all of the weapons. Goldfish is effectively disabled at this point. King's Voice is going to be coming in for his own ram. Actually, Iris going for a double ram on the red Junker, knocking out its armor. But again, both blue ships now losing their gun arcs, turning what could have been a quick kill into not a quick kill. Shots coming in. King's Voice kind of trying to find arcs without bumping into this building behind him. Flamer coming in from, I believe, the King's Voice. It's hard to see with all of this fog. I mean, this engagement is very strange. I think that's probably in part due to the Hwatchfish on either side. We don't see a lot of Goldfish nowadays in competitive play, but these Hwatches on either team. Oh, jeez. Goomba Stomp from the First Lady. Not sure how that decision will rest for her political career, but Yeah, these Hwachas constantly disabling guns. Nice kill. For both the teams, making these engagements very messy. No fast kills here because your DPS output is continually being compromised just because of so much disabling explosive damage. But Iris manages to turn it into a clean wipe. So we'll see how the Art of Warfare decides to regroup and approach this next engagement. Junker spawning on the other side of the map. No doubt waiting for his ally to respawn at this point. And he did choose a spawn point that is near... Maybe it's not. I was going to say near the snowman that's driving the tank. Maybe I don't remember. Oh, here he is. No? Yes. This is the future that you all have to look forward to. Snowmen driving tanks. I also think they adjusted where this invisible wall is. I can't get, well, any closer to him. Anyways, we have the red team has now spawned back together. And is going to begin a slow trawl back into the center of the map to rediscover the blue team's location. Blue team more or less doing the same thing. Oh, looks like we may be having a bit of ring around the rosy going on here on Pearton Rumble. Rather than, this is something we see a lot of teams do, rather than charge headfirst into the center of the map, they will just kind of trepidatiously sidle kind of around it, as you see them sort of doing in the C1, C2 section, red team. And blue team doing the same on the other side of the map. Nice little game of ring around the rosy, except this version is not about the Black Plague. Although it might as well be. Who knows what potential pathogens led to the destruction, the ruin of this once fine civilization below us, as a Hades shot just flies past my face. Looks like good spots by the blue team. No, I mean no actual spots going down, but well, there's the spot. Nice long-range watch volley into the engines as blue team charges in. They want to make a quick fight here. Well, the first lady. Watch volley from the Junker, not managing to take out the watch on the opposing blue goldfish. King's Voice going in for a nice ram. And there's that return watch volley from the blue team. King's Voice needs to back up here, and you see him doing that now. He needs that Hades to become armed. The Hades, unfortunately, Hades designed as a mid to long range weapon only gains its maximum damage potential at 150 meters or greater. So the Pyramid has to be very careful. You see right there, those Hades shots doing very little damage in the close range. But nice watch barrage from the First Lady, who appears to be stuck kind of behind the terrain. He's trying to extricate himself very carefully, or herself, I suppose. And now she is free. Hey, Junker. I saw what you were trying to do. I saw you were trying to take advantage of me in my helpless situation, and here's what I have to say about it. That is me speaking with rockets in your face. Oh man, this is going to be a long day. King's Voice coming in, supporting with the side flamethrower. And that'll be another quick kill. Blue team now on match point. The Goldfish has to be very careful here not to engage because Goldfish, being a junker, will not be able to run if Iris picks up on their scent. Junker is one of the slower ships in the game, in the Pyramidion and the Goldfish, two of the faster ships, two of the ships that have the highest max speed and the most chase potential. So Goldfish now in a very bad situation here. And I mean, I'd really like to see, we haven't seen a lot of that. We see him, okay, there he goes. Turning his close range, his left side double carronades, but not enough time to put them into use. Didn't see a lot of carronade uses from Junker that game, but I'm not sure how much it could have done. Let's see, what's next? Next map's going to be Duel at Dawn. With everyone. Alright, as we go into Duel at Dawn, Game 2 between the Art of Warfare and Iris. Hopefully none of that background noise is being picked up on the microphone, but on the red team we have the Art of Warfare, a junker named Goldfish, left side double carronade, front Artemis, right side Hades light flak, his ally the ESS Mobile Flutter, left side Hades Artemis, center Mercury field gun, right side Artemis, and that Gatling still there, still sexy. Their opponents, Iris, we have the First Lady, a Goldfish, a Hwachafish, left side light carronade, right side Gatling gun, and her ally, the King's Voice. Why? Oh, we have a Pyramidion with a front javelin and a mortar. I guess they're going to try to kill things with rams, as we see here, charging dead on in. He's booking it. He's booking it to Pain Town, and the Mobile Flutter goes down in a single hit. Guns completely unnecessary. As First Lady engages the Goldfish. Really like to see that, utilizing the First Lady utilizing left side carronade to knock out the balloon. Good teamwork from the crew on that blue Goldfish, but the Mobile Flutter's respawning behind them, and they have the potential now here to shoot them up with their sniper weapons. Oh, the Goldfish losing its whole armor, losing its balloon. First Lady taking some damage from the behind. We need the blue Pyramidion to come back in here. He's heavily damaged. And unfortunately, the King's Voice with that Javelin Mortar is not... I mean, his only option here is to ram them in the face and hopefully kill them in one swift move, because their guns are not going to do anything. As we see their javelin, the harpoon physics in this game, not really predictable. They don't work. The physics model does not really make sense. So, I think what you saw there was King's Voice trying to javelin the Mobula to rope them in, but instead, the rope pushed them away from the Mobula, which threw off their charge, and they weren't able to kill the Mobile Flutter. And that's why you don't run harpoons. But now the First Lady engaged in Mobile Flutter at close range. The Hwacha not the most effective against the Mobula. You see the Mobula, the top deck, those 5 guns are spread fairly far apart, so it is very difficult to disable them with a single Hwacha. Just because of the spacing. You can't hit all of them at once. But now the Mobile Flutter climbing up onto this rib here, trying to put some long range fire onto the King's Voice. Unable to really hit the First Lady at this weird angle. Nice watch barrage from the First Lady. Ooh. Crashing into the ribs. Very strange angle to be engaging at. Moba Flutter, no. Moba Flutter getting stuck on the edge of the map. As I'm demonstrating here. This is the edge of the map, so if you are on this side of the terrain, that is a very dangerous place to be, and you really don't want to, because wind will push you back into it and eventually kill you. So we have Harpoon going on to the junker here. Watch a barrage coming in. The SS Moba Flutter sort of hanging back, trying to provide some support fire from his red ally. King's Voice just trying so hard to I don't know, do something, but that Harpoon is just screwing up all his maneuverability, and he's going down, finally succumbing to the sniper fire of the Moba Flutter. Don't do Harpoons, guys. I don't care if the 8th grader at school tells you that, hey man, Harpoons are cool, everyone's doing. No, just, you know, tell your school's counselor, they will deal with it. But nothing good can ever come of doing Harpoons. Just take that from me, man. I once knew a guy, this Swedish guy, and he would always run Harpoons on the front of his Pyramidion, and, well, we never saw him again. One can only hope he got the help he desperately needed, but we have the Iris team respawning onto the south side of the map, they're kind of hanging out here in this hard terrain. Oh no, the First Lady. First Lady booking it ahead. King's Voice not in a position to charge yet. But the First Lady wants to get in on the Moba Flutter, disable some of those long-range sniper weapons while he can. And also as the Goldfish hanging out at the top of the map for some reason. Good usage of the left side carronade. King's Voice has a lock on the Mobula dropping down. Losing their balloons, the Pyramidion very smartly holding back on their charge, realizing that he would coast right over and miss. And here's an ill-fated decision as the Goldfish Junker drops down. Hey guys, what's going on down here? Oh god, watches what's going on down here. And again, that left side carronade's going to come back into effect and keep them locked to the ground. Moba Flutter here spawning into close range. Hopefully they can do something to save their ally. But those close range weapons are not at their most effective. Those long range weapons not at their most effective in close range. Left side double carronade from the Goldfish / Junker coming in on the First Lady, dropping out their balloon. First Lady taking a lot of damage from the combined fire of the two ships. King's Voice, again, has no real guns, can't really contribute meaningfully to this fight. Although I guess they do have that left side flamethrower, which they're finally using. Putting on a little harassment onto the Moba Flutter, but not going to... They need to get a nice solid ram and not on their ally. What is even... I don't even know what's happening anymore. There are Harpoons. Nobody has balloons. There's Goldfish dying. There's this other Goldfish in name that is dying. And now the King's Voice and Moba Flutter are left alone with each other. So if the King's Voice can manage to pull themselves up from this hill and just get a nice solid ram, they can kill this Mobula potentially in one hit. But they need to pick up enough momentum to do so. Oh, great dodge from the Moba Flutter. But now both teams' allies have respawned, and we're back in another potentially even engagement. What Pyramidian riding the goldfish? That was very odd. Mortar fire coming from the King's Voice, not doing much, slightly damaging the components on the red junker. First Lady losing their balloon. Good Mercury fire from the Mobile Flutter. King's Voice coming in for a ram onto the junker. Flamer. Oh, Mobile Flutter splitting their targeting there. First Lady losing balloon as they go in for a ram, taking a ton of damage. Oh, First Lady. Be careful. And now, it seems like blue team constantly just sort of getting in the way of each other. Not sure what is going on with the positioning of the Iris team, but constantly blocking each other's shots. And maybe the King's Voice has given up on Harpoon plan and is now just using the left side guns. That seems to be what they're doing, although, well, maybe they've got the scent. They're ready to lock in another ram kill, or not. Well, they're backing up now. As the Mobile Flutter and the First Lady rise up, so we're looking at a split engagement here, which is certainly something different because so far this game has just been 4 ships sort of dry humping each other until some of them died. The King's Voice going in for a nice ram onto the red junker, knocking out its balloon, and then somehow killing them. That was a very strange game. But Iris does take the set 2-0, and they will be moving on face to Crimson Sky Riders in the next match.